Going to talk about the questions number 6. y2 prime plus 1.44y equal to 24 cosine 1.2x. So this is the forcing term is the cosine functions. So similarly, we need to find the yc. Okay, we find the yc. So we form a characteristic equations y2 prime plus 1.44y and forcing term let it to 0. So it's r squared plus 1.44 equal to 0. So from this root will be a complex number. So it's plus minus 1.2 I. Right? So the yc of this will be equal to c1 cosine 1.2 x plus c2 sine 1.2 x. Right? So this is the complementary functions. So we find yp. Find yp. So the proposed trial solution for this is we refer to the forcing term here, which is trigonometry functions. So the yp that we propose may consist of cosine and sine functions, correct? So the yp that we propose is a cosine 1.2x plus b sine 1.2x. Okay. Now we refer to our proposed trial solutions compared to the yc. We see they are similar, right? They are similar. So we need to time our trial solutions with x. So the next trial solution is yp ax cosine 1.2x plus bx sine 1.2x. Now there are difference. So this should be the correct trial solutions. So we take the first derivative y prime p. So here we need to do a product expansions. Okay. So here if you do a product expansions, then you have a cosine 1.2x. Okay. Minus a 1.2 x sine 1.2x. Okay, and then you do the expansion for this, then you have plus b sine 1.2 x and then plus 1.2 bx cosine 1.2x. Okay, so 1.2x. Okay, so this is the first trial solutions, and then first derivative they need to take another second derivative for this y2 prime of p. So you are going to continue with this doing the product expansions. So you have minus 1.2 a sine 1.2x minus 1.2 a sine 1.2x, and then so you have minus 1.44 ax cosine 1.2x, and then you have to plus with 1.2 b cosine 1.2x, then minus 1.44 bx sine 1.2x. Okay, then the last is 1.2 b cosine 1.2x. Okay, now you equal the coefficient. You substitute this, then you equal the coefficient. Okay, equal the coefficient. So we equal the coefficients, and we go with x sine 1.2x is For this, we have minus 2.4a equal to 0. And then we find a is equal to 0. For the coefficient of cosine 1.2x, this is equal to 2.4b equal to 24. And you find the coefficient value of b is equal to 10. Okay. Now we can form the solutions here. We can form the solution. So yp for this is based on the proposed trial solution. So a is 0, that means ax cosine 1.2x, that one is 0, right? So when b is 10, so we have a 10x sine 1.2x. That is our particular solution, yp, right? Yp. So the whole solutions, okay, the whole solution is y equal to yc plus yp. So y equal to yc, here we have c1 cosine 1.2x. We have a c1 cosine 1.2x plus c2 sine 1.2x, then plus our particular solutions, 10x sine 1.2x. Okay, so this is the whole solutions.